Hey guys, Professor Fat Shady from the University of Trials, and I'm here today with a detailed tutorial on Extraterrestrial, which is the Red Link's latest extreme track within the Red Links vs All-Stars section of the awesome Level Max DLC. I just got Platinum, so I want to show you my replay first. I'm kind of happy about that, and then we'll get into the tutorial. There's a couple of really tricky little spots here, but yeah, I was I spent a little bit of time over the last day or so on sort of actually, yeah, probably not a massive amount, not as much time as I expected, to be honest. I will say, as far as extremes go, this is the easier of the two, and relatively easy. Now, this little part I had trouble here with, but that was just my own, let's put it down to stupidity. This little jump here, this subtle little movement you've got to do there, is, I find, one of the trickier parts of the whole track. There's a few little hidden obstacles, which I'll show you in a second, that'll really catch you out if you're not perfect. And this part here, if you want to go fast, it's tricky to go through that. Maybe get the timing right. Bit of practice got through it, 44 seconds, not impressive at all, but as you can see, platinum medal there. Let's get into the detailed tutorial. So, as we said, Red Link's version of Red Links vs All-Stars, get into Extraterrestrial. Let's get some music going now too. My fancy new wheels and my fancy new Pit Viper. I haven't made one of these detailed tutorials for a little while, so kind of looking forward to this. Oops, lost sound, sorry. Okay, alright, so the way I did it, as you saw, I kind of did it in this one... Actually, I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't played this evening. Yeah, I did this sort of one fluid motion to get up and over that. For people that are struggling, I would probably just suggest doing this. I would lean forward over this. You do a big bunny hop early and hit your chassis up. Actually, probably even from a neutral position. Actually, yeah, it's better. From a neutral position, accelerate till you get sort of in this thick grass stuff here. Lean hard to the left and accelerate. Quick bunny hop and just keep leaning forward, and your momentum, as long as you hit your the underside of your bike sort of there on the edge of that concrete, you should get up and over. The key thing is just maintain that momentum, lean forward, you'll get up to here, and then from this it should just be a bunny hop, left, right, left, up and over, first checkpoint. Drop down. Now remember, this is the slow way. This isn't my sort of way of doing it or how I would run it. This is the tutorial to help you just get through it, and gradually with a bit of practice you'll string it together and be a lot faster. I think with this one, full accelerate. I would normally transition from this one and hop straight up to the next section, but if you do get stuck down here, pretty straightforward. Bunny hop, dig your back wheel in while leaning forward, and you'll flip up and over there. From this one, okay, so these are the things I was talking about that'll catch you out there. They are nasty, and they're positioned that if you don't hit these driving lines just right, you're going to hit them. So if I just accelerate flat out, your rear wheel hangs low and you go straight into them. So what you need to do is notice there's this little lip here. You want to make sure that you ride your rear wheel up that. You want to lift your front wheel up as you're going over these things, and then bunny hop to get up and over. And that's probably the easiest way. So sit down and bunny hop there, and keep your rear wheel out. So I'd probably even lift your rear wheel up a little bit. See how I did that there? Just get that rear wheel out of the way, and you should make that gap relatively easily. This one's tricky because these things, you really have to get a big bunny hop, and you have to get your back wheel out of the way. Let's just see how far I can push it. Okay, so it's deceptive. It makes you think that you've got to launch from here, but there is a little bit of rocks that you can, yeah, there you go. So you've got a little bit of extra space, which is probably nice to know. Look, this is really just about getting a good bunny hop. It shouldn't be particularly hard, but if you haven't practiced your bunny hop, detail in the comments as always. Go and have a look at the bunny hop tutorial, learn how to do them well, practice them a million times, and then have a crack at that obstacle. Same thing here as the first obstacle, one of the earlier obstacles. You sort of hit your front wheel. Again, there's even a little angled piece there, so that's pretty forgiving to just ride straight up and over this. And I think from here, you should just be able to flick your body weight forward and make the gap. These little overhangs are tricky. The way you want to approach it is probably from a seated position here, your front wheel see actually I'll lie. From a neutral position, start riding up here. As you get to about this point, you want to sit back on the bike, and by doing that, your front wheel sort of naturally wants to flip up into the air, and you want to let it until it's over that lip, and then flick your body weight forward. So sit back, pick the front wheel up, and then rock over, up and over. Bit of practice, but really just sit back and flick up and over, and it's just about getting the timing right. The next part, and I would say the trickier part here, is if you just try and ride down that slope, you're going to hit these orange crazy things. See, like that? And I found when I first started this track, I was hitting them heaps. What you want to try and do, you see what I did there? I probably gone to hit the checkpoint. What you want to try and do is a little bunny hop. So whether or not you do a bunny hop or just sort of tap your rear wheel on that downward slope, but you want to just get that little bit of extra push to get you over those nasty little orange things. Alright, from here, it's a bit of an awkward thing, but just throttle control, you can get up to this point. What I do, and I mean this is similar to the obstacle on Meteor Rain, I think, probably halfway through the track. What you want to do is, that's the technique. I usually go from a seated position. I'll accelerate at 100% and probably even just slightly flick to the left to make sure that front wheel gets lifted right up in the air. And then as your front wheel starts lifting, you then want to counteract that once your front wheel gets over the obstacle, and only once your front wheel gets over the obstacle. And then you want to try and catch yourself with a bit of throttle control. So let's try it again. Seated position, flick, and then catch yourself. And it's, look, it really, I'll do it a few more times. It's a hard one and a quick one to do, but that's the momentum. That's the idea. So you lift your front wheel up, then lean forward, keep accelerating at 50%, and get up and over until you get to this point. This is, like I said in my platinum video at the start, this is one of the harder ones to get right. So if I do this, there's an electric fence here. It'll get you so many times when you first start out, if you're anything like me. The way I approach this, so effectively what you want to do is a rear wheel hop off that section there, and you get up and over like that. I usually sit down, so as I accelerate, I sit down to get my, and just flick. You just want to get your front wheel up in the air a little bit. You don't bunny hop here though. This thing here is fractionally lower than where you are, so there's no need to actually jump that gap. But yeah, if you don't lean back from the checkpoint to get your front wheel up in the air, you're gonna hit it like that, and you go on head first all day long. So what you want to do is lean back as you accelerate, and then a big bunny hop there. Lean back, big bunny hop, and just adjust the bike if you need to make it over. Simplest way I can explain it, but you just need to practice the timing and the angle to get your trajectory right. Sometimes your bike's going to do a backflip, sometimes you're going to go too flat. You just need to get the timing, the angle right at that launch to push your bike, get your bike down, and then do a nice big rear wheel bunny hop. I shouldn't need to explain this obstacle. Every time I say that I get in trouble, so look, I would just, from here, if you're having trouble, lean forward, lean back and accelerate, and then lean forward and your body weight will carry over. Watch out for that little dirt mound. I caught out a few times there. If you just accelerate here, you kind of go into that nasty little piece. So what you need to do again is a bit of a bunny hop from there to get over it. Now you go into this UFO. Now be careful here. It looks like it's just this nice big straight thing, but there's a weird lip there, and then a weird little, if you have a look at this, you see this little weird vertical patch right at the top there? They're really subtle. They're not massively difficult to get through, but they'll cause you some grief. So the way I do it, this first one, really it is just about carry your momentum through, but even if you get stuck down the bottom, just lean forward and you'll make it up here. Now this one, see, you're gonna, actually look, to be honest, just having a look at this, even if I go from a dead start here and just accelerate 100%, I make it up there. Yeah, so I'm not even going to bother telling you any more complex ways than that. Like I said, this out of the two extreme tracks, this is, I think, the easiest one. Two ways to approach this section. First one is the safe approach, where you get down here, nice big bunny hop, and through to the end. The other one is if you get the timing right, you can go straight through. Either works. It's risk versus reward. You've got a second you can save yourself, so I always go for the quicker one. But again, that's just because I guess even at this point I can zero fault that relatively easily. So there you go. That's my detailed tutorial on Extraterrestrial. Stick around because I will have another one on Alcatrials. That one's going to be tougher. But anyway, stick around, check that out, and more videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.